Next up on the Straight Up R&D
Magic
Podcast.
Johnson probably got paid. And I was like, bro, I bet you some of these people voted for Trump. They're like, hey, I'll step out, do my little speech, get my couple mil. Voting Trump, though. I bet you that happened.
Yo, it's
Some people are literally for sale. Some people are like, all right, cool, you want me to come out there? Beyonce did a 3-minute speech. Didn't perform, got paid $10 million.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What's good, y'all?
Welcome to another episode of the Straight Up R&D Podcast. I am your host, Rich.
I'm D.
And this is episode number 38.
Yeah, man. Coming up on a year.
Coming up on the year. You know, this is a long road that we've been on. Hitting it consistently. Hitting out that content for y'all. But I got to go through the regular swingo.
Yeah.
So this is Straight Up and R&D Podcast. We're going to keep it real raw, straight up. Opinions based on motherfucking facts. And the number one rule on this podcast is we do not give a fuck about your feelings.
At all, but we appreciate the support.
Yes, we do. So let's jump right into it. This episode is really going to be circled around the post-election results. So if you've been living under a rock since last week, Trump won, the presidency. Yeah. He won the presidential election.
Yep.
So, shout out to him. He did his thing. And he didn't only just win. I mean, he blew out Kamala Harris straight up.
It was a sweep.
It was a blowout. It's a blowout. He basically won all the swing states, which were Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
Which is so crazy. I wouldn't have predicted that.
I didn't think he was going to win Pennsylvania.
Me neither.
Yeah, no, if y'all watched the live stream, it was looking like he might have won He might have lost Pennsylvania.
Early on, we were like, wow, he has a lot of ground to make up in PA. And I was like, if he loses PA, that's the election because I don't see him winning the other swing states. But she could have won Pennsylvania. He was still won. He wiped the floor with Kamala.
Yup. Ridiculous.
Kamala. I don't know.
Kamala?
I think it's Kamala.
Wait, but is she black? Or Let me stop. But like what we really gotta do, and I'm gonna post this up on the screen for you guys to see. The results. Like right now, Trump has 312 electoral votes while Harris has 226. So that's a total obliteration right there. There's no excuses. There's no, nothing. There's just an
too big to rig.
An absolute domination. Okay.
First time a Republican candidate won the popular vote since 2004. George H.W. Bush.
Yes, so he won the popular vote with 50.2%, while Kamala had 48.2%. And, as a Republican, I believe this is the most votes ever for a Republican.
Yeah.
candidate.
This is why I keep saying Trump literally changed the Republican Party. He put them back on the map because the world was just centered around Democrats and their policies and everything. People looked at the Republican Party as just like the boring party. 2016 and on, people have been paying attention to the Republican Party because of Trump. And I always say, like, shoot, I don't think it's a Republican Party. It's a MAGA party. Like, it's his own movement because whoever comes after that, they're just not going to be Trump.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But what's interesting now is, not only did he just win the election, the Republicans basically dominate the Senate, right? And I know recently they've been doing some voting and looking for the majority. Right now, for the House, the Republicans hold a majority for the House. So this is a complete obliteration on all levels.
The American people, bro.
Like, to me, that's just insane. Like, it's just
Sweep across the board.
Sweep across the entire board. Like, you know, another thing is like, what does this mean, right? And we have to break this down. What does this Trump victory mean, and what does the popular vote really mean?
Listen, in my opinion, America is done with the woke bullshit. Now, I'm surprised by the margin of victory, and you and I have been talking about this for a while on like all the woke politics and, you know, DEI, all identity politics. We're done with it. I didn't know the rest of America felt this strong about it. Because look at what the Democratic Party turned into. It's offensive now. I was watching CNN, how they were just at a panel. This was post-election. And they're basically saying the same thing I'm saying. He was like, I can't remember the guy's name. It's a black guy. Sir Michael. He's a Republican strategist on CNN. He was like, people are tired. They don't want boys to go into women's bathrooms or boys to go into women's sports. They said that was offensive language. You think the people want to keep voting for that for years to come? All this censorship, all this extreme left ideology, America is done with it. It was literally a reset on the country, bro.
Mm-hmm. Somebody smashed the reset button. Well, the voters did.
And said we can't go into this Looney Tunes land of America. And the people spoke, and they spoke hard. And I truly think, in order for the Democrats to potentially win the next election, they got to get rid of this progressive movement. I think they have to drop this progressive stuff. And I don't know how, because you built your party based on that, supporting all these groups, put in laws and want to like help all these other groups. I don't know like how you just say like, listen, y'all, we tried with y'all and we done. But they're really going to have to do some self-reflection like, yo, maybe we took it too far. Because this is not the Democratic Party when Bill Clinton was in office. Even when Obama was in office. It's not. It's not.
Wow. Because, you know, I feel like when I look at this, and again, to win, let's say Trump won the electoral votes, but Kamala Harris won the popular vote. Let's say that was the scenario. What that would tell me is, okay, abortion was important to the people.
Correct.
You know, that would tell me all these extra rights for all other different types of groups based on sexuality and all this other stuff was important to the people, right? That tells me that the border and the economy was not important to the people, right? That tells me people were fine with how much money that they were making. You know, they were fine with eggs being $10 and milk being $8. You know what I mean? They were fine with that's what that would have told me. But every time I look at this map, and anybody that wants to debate, argue, oh, why would somebody vote for Trump? Why would somebody look at the chart, look at the map. In this election, Trump not only won the electoral votes, but he won the popular vote. So what does that mean to me when I interpret this chart? It says people cared about the border because it was a problem, and it is a problem. People cared about the economy because it's horrible, and they can't buy groceries or even afford babysitters or any of that. And yes, abortion is important, but it's not to the point where it's affecting someone's daily lives.
Exactly.
Okay? And at this point, 9 times out of 10, the people who have an issue with this abortion stuff are in Democratic states. And these states allow for abortion to take place. You can go, and New York just passed put it in its constitution that you have the right to go to any abortion clinic and do whatever you want to do, right? So it's like all these Democratic states are going to pass these laws to protect people, and New York allows anyone from any state to come to New York and get an abortion if they wanted to. So you don't have to be a resident of New York. So you can get it either way.
Yeah.
So you have an option.
Yep.
Right? You could go fly down to Cancun and spend $800 to go on the beach and wild out. You could spend $200 to go to take a flight to New York and get an abortion if you wanted to. You could do that. You can afford it. You know what I'm saying? You can.
Or you could drive down, however you want to get there.
They have all types of programs, I'm sure, that will give you a free train ticket, bus ticket, Uber.
Some companies, I remember when Roe v. Wade was overturned, some companies were in support to women to get an abortions. Like, I know Dick's Sporting Goods at the time, the CEO is a woman. Well, at the time she was, and she was very outspoken. Like, the woman in my company, we will pay for those services for you to get abortions if you live in a state where it's illegal. Mm-hmm. So depending on the company you work for, it might be covered. So look that up. But see, here's the thing, bro. Bernie Sanders said, he's a more central Democrat, but he's very left. He even said, like, yo, the Democrats abandon the working people, right? Mm-hmm. And all the problems you just listed, who that affects the most? Everyday Americans, everyday working Americans. The people who voted for Kamala on a grand scale, they were kind of like elitists. People who just live in a bubble, who make a good amount of money. They're not really affected by the economy. They're like, okay, stuff went up in the grocery store, but I can still afford it. Oh, crime is bad because of the border crisis? I live in a high rise, or I live somewhere, so I'm not affected by it. You was just voting on social issues. But the Republican Party, Trump, and everybody around him, they were talking to the everyday American, saying, we're going to fix the problems that affect you. So because Kamala couldn't get her message across to everyday Americans, saying, hey, I'm going to fight for you, and we're going to fix these things, you left people no choice. Mm-hmm. You left people no damn choice but to, like, say, you know what? I voted Democrat my whole life. I'm an independent. Even though some of Trump's rhetoric is insane, even though I don't agree with his attitude, he has a plan to help my life get better. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And to at least, again, get rid of this woke BS. To get rid of it. Like, I'm going to let you go. I don't want to keep...
No.
But I wrote down some of the stuff that the left was doing. And Massachusetts, the bill didn't pass, but the fact that this was a bill that could have potentially been passed, when they wanted to take mother and father off of birth certificates.
I didn't even know that.
It didn't pass, but it could have been. And then have women called birth givers.
You know,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
I really feel like that's very offensive.
And then you have people on the left marching women's rights. You're just tying women's rights, the ability to make abortion. Again, what about women's rights to having their own space? Men are invading their space because they're going in their bathrooms, they're going in the locker rooms, they're going to their sports. Now they're trying to say that they are women when biologically they're not. So now you're stripping women's identity? And like, bro, I got a daughter. I know we're going to talk about this. But like, do I want her to grow up in a world when it's a controversy if she's a woman or not? When people don't even know. You could go online and you could literally ask people, you could see leftists being asked a question, what is a woman? They don't even have a definition. So now it's like, do I want my daughter to grow up in a world where asking what is a woman is a controversy topic? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I can't believe we live in this type of world. Oh yeah, I can't believe we live in this type of world.
I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. I don't know what the end goal is. Like, I don't know what are they trying to achieve, because you just think about it, what would be next? Like, I feel like we were heading in a direction where everything was just being censored. Like, being an American was just to be on one side. Like, you can't voice an opinion because if you did, you're marketed as this XYZ, racist, bigot, whatever words that they like to use now to stick onto people. And it's like, okay, is there some radical people out there? Yes. But is there some people who just have an opinion and they just say, well, this is just what I feel, or this is what I think, or I don't agree with that? Then they're automatically crucified for something that they're sharing an opinion on. And this election showed that the left, those TikTokers, those YouTubers, those, I don't know, Instagram or influencers, they had the loudest mouth.
Yeah.
Right? They, through social media, they were given the loudest mouth.
Which is crazy.
To make it seem like, oh my gosh, if he wins, it's a threat to democracy. If he wins, you can't get an abortion. You can't do anything with your own body. And, you know, a man is telling you what to do with your own body, this, that, and the third. And let me tell you this, black people, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Like, that's level surface bullshit. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the birth rate is really fucking low. It's really low.
By this rate, we won't be here in the next 50 years. Bro.
Okay, if we were to keep this going, like, we would be no different than Japan right now, where they're paying people to have kids and all of this craziness. I'm like, the government is paying people to have kids? That's insane. Like,
I didn't even know that about Japan.
Is people like simps now? Like, they just don't want to be with women? Like, what is the deal? Like, you know what I mean? It's getting too far, and soon enough, this country would have turned into that, where it's like people don't want to have kids because, you know, they're saying that there's excuses. People are giving excuses. They're saying, well, I don't make enough money. They don't have a house yet. They just want to they haven't lived their life yet, like, meaning they want to go out and travel and do this and do that. And I feel like we're creating a society, at least in America, that people are becoming more selfish. Like, they're like, everything's about them.
Yeah.
Right? And having a kid is not only about you, but about your offspring and your family. Right? Mm-hmm. Everybody can't just live alone and be alone and only think about themselves. There's a section of people who wish they could have kids, but due to medical complications, they're not able to. Then you have people who's just as fine and can have kids, but they just choose not to. Or they get a vasectomy, or they tie their tubes. And you're just like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, you were born with something that you can procreate, but then you choose not to. So it's like, I feel like the Democrats was really pushing this thing where it's like, yo, like, do whatever you want to do. Like, oh, you don't let the... It's like, this election, like you said, it was like a reset button for a lot of the bullshit that's going on. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of shit that I agree with what Trump was saying, right? And this goes into the reason why, you know, yes, there were some things that I agreed with him on, but I didn't vote for him for certain things. Because listen now, I just told you the Republicans won the House. They have the Senate. They have the presidency. Like, you know, they can easily, and Trump has his people in the Supreme Court. So he can easily do damage with the power that he got, right? Like, he really can. Yeah. He really can. So it's like, for what it's worth, all of the policies that's going to push it, I'm not going to agree with it. I'm not going to agree with him 100%, but there's some shit that's going to affect me. It's probably going to affect me, but what do I value more? The economy. But at this point, Kamala Harris wasn't doing anything for the economy. She was doing all the abortion.
She couldn't even articulate it.
Because she didn't know nothing about it.
You would ask her point blank questions. Didn't have an answer. And I'm like, the people that voted for, are y'all looking at her interviews? All her interviews were terrible.
Terrible.
And like, you would think a presidential candidate will go on Bloomberg. Trump did. You can have an opinion on his economic policies all you want. He showed up and explained his policies. Kamala, yeah, I'm gonna let you go, bro. But like, she was so coddled and babied throughout this campaign. I was listening to Joe Rogan today. Joe Rogan is exploiting the hell out of Kamala now.
Oh yeah.
Now
she fucked up on that.
She fucked up
big time. Not even Tim Wolf's. He could have just went on to. Where was he?
Where's Tim Wolf?
No, that's a good question. Where the hell was he? I hear JD Vance's name more than I do Tim Wolf.
I remember only seeing one Tim Wolf interview by himself on Fox, and that was it. I'm like, y'all had a terrible campaign, but Joe was like, listen, I had to open, you was in Texas. I was like, hey, come to the studio. We can have a 3-hour conversation. But her people try to dominate the podcast. He was like, no, that's not how we do it. So now he released more info and was saying his people and her people were going back and forth. You don't know how many calls. But she even wanted to control what Joe can and can't talk about. Like, let's not talk about marijuana legalization. And it's like, are you serious? And then he was asked why. Well, he was like, well, she locked a lot of people up regarding weed. So she doesn't want to have anything bad looked about her. And then she just didn't do the interview. And like, that's why you lost. You were so scared. And then I'm like, did your campaign not even believe in you? To not trust you to just go on a platform and talk? That they had to control every little thing?
Everything she said because she was inauthentic. She was not her authentic self, but where she could have been like, yeah, sure, let's just go and get it done, get it out of the way, and move on. I think the Joe Rogan podcast, that really showed a lot of people where this woman stood. Like, she really did not want to talk to y'all. Imagine what she would have did if she was in office. She probably wouldn't have never said anything. If there was like something confrontational, she probably would have read off her script. Sorry, I'm not taking any questions, and leaves.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
Like, I can see that happening. You know what I mean? Like, people are trying to extract information, trying to get information. And like, no one's gonna get anything from her. Talk to her. What do they call the White House advisor or whatever those people that come and talk, and they're no good. They just lie all the time. Those people are professional liars. Like the one woman that Biden has, the black woman.
Yeah.
She just like they were talking about. Oh, like what did they talk about when Trump and Biden met to do the transfer of power? Oh, they had a peaceful, very gracious conversation. Okay, but what did they talk about? Like, what was they talk? Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of what they were saying, but, it was just a peaceful, great conversation. They talked for about 2 hours. It's like they sat there and talked for 2 hours, and you can't tell us what they talked about. You know what I mean? Like, she's just a professional liar.
Man, that time almost up. Don't worry. That time almost up.
You know what I mean? So, it's like, look, I'm not saying Kamala Harris, or I'm not saying a woman cannot be president. But like I was saying before in the past episodes, look, this podcast is so like fucking like legit. We talk about shit before people even realize. Because all the shit people talking about now is what we were saying 2, 3, 4 episodes ago.
Yep.
All right? You got to look at the timing. You have to look at timing. And I'm not trying to be like, what is the word? Like, I'm not trying to be misogynistic or anything like that. It's just the reality of what the situation is, okay? When Obama won, right, he won gracefully.
Oh, yeah.
There was no question. And
he was charismatic.
And
he was coming off a Bush economy, Bush presidency.
Bush
it was
Republican era. It was time for change. The campaign was great. His message was great. The timing was impeccable. You see what I'm saying? Like that is where you implement, okay, if we're going to bring something new to the American people, this is the perfect time to do that.
And now the Democrats, they're at civil war with each other. So Nancy Pelosi said, if the president dropped out earlier, they would have had a chance to do a proper primary and choose the best candidate. To me, that says you never believed in Kamala. And you're saying in so many words, she ran a horrible campaign and she just wasn't the best pick. Your own party is saying that. And then on top of that, Bernie Sanders saying that the Democratic Party got away from working people. That's criticism on Kamala as well. Mm-hmm. And that's also just telling me that you're just Kamala just an empty suit. She just talking about whatever the committee or whoever's backing the Democratic Party telling her to talk about. So now it's so much finger pointing. I'm telling you, they never believed in her. Because Biden dropped out late, it's like, look, all the money that was raised for his campaign, if we choose somebody now, it won't go towards that campaign. It's like their hands were tied. They had to go with her.
Because they had to think about who's going to pay these people back. Who's going to pay them back?
And who's going to pay them back? So they had to go with her. Wow. And now I'm hearing people who were in support of her too. I wish I remember that channel. I don't watch it, but I see like clips of them. But the woman's like, oh, now I could talk freely. For some reason, whenever Kamala gets behind the mic.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know. I think I saw something like that.
She was like, she doesn't know what's up with her. Every time she gets behind the mic, she can't speak. She can't talk. She's like, you can't have somebody like that running for the president. So, listen, y'all. It was to me, at least in my lifetime, I think she was the worst presidential candidate in my lifetime. I can't think of anybody so bad. Yes, look, she didn't have a lot of time, but she took like what? I think they said it was like 30 to 40 days after the announcement of her being president that she didn't take an interview. Over a month, it took you that long to take your first interview. And in the last few weeks of the campaign, you trying to go from podcast, doing interview to interview. Where were you in the first month? If you know you don't have a lot of time, you should be like, all right, boom, schedule all these interviews now. Like, you should be attacking. And they ran their campaign. Their campaign was on abortion. They thought that they were going to get all the women on their side. They thought they were going to get the black woman, Hispanic woman, white woman. They're like, oh, we're going to get all the women on our side.
They thought they were all going to win.
But again, to your point, that's not of importance right now. America's going through so many bigger problems than abortion rights. Because it's not illegal. It's not illegal in the country. So, historically bad campaign. I think people also woke up with like, listen, it's out the federal government hands. So even if you do win, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Because the people that overturned it, you think they're going to vote it back in?
Because you said so. No. But like I was saying before, it's like, and I want to continue on it, is that Obama had the perfect time to come in and run as president. They should have set that up for Kamala Harris. If the Democrats wanted to be the first one, again, Democrats made the first black man. You know, that's a plus for them, right? Mm-hmm. That's a positive. Now they were pushing to make the first woman when Hillary Clinton ran, right? She was the first woman running as a Democrat, right? Boom, Joe Biden came back, he won. Now they try to use Kamala Harris, and they went off the narrative that she's black and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And it didn't work. Why? Because of the timing. Look at how all of this unfolded. You could have just kept Biden in, just leave him in and let him lose gracefully, because she lost gracefully. So what difference did it make? You just made it even worse for the next time a black woman was to run. People are gonna be like, "Oh nah, she reminds me of Kamala."
No, that's really
you see what I'm saying? I feel like let Trump and Biden hash it out. Biden would have lost. We know that because he was already losing from the first debate.
Oh yeah,
right.
It would have been
let Trump win. He already blew Kamala out. He was gonna blow Biden out anyway.
The writing was on the wall.
Right. It was just gonna be right. Trump wins next election. J.D. Vance is probably going to be the next president. And I'm saying that here now. He's probably going to be the next one. After, however this Trump presidency goes, J.D. Vance is going to be the next best candidate that's supposed to continue this MAGA, make America great again BS, right? He's going to be the best one. And Vivek is probably going to be his VP. Who knows? Because Vivek is in his cabinet now.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that.
So after Trump and the next J.D. Vance and Vivek go, then now you throw in the black female to run as president. That would be perfect. That to me tells me, okay, people had enough of the Republicans, right? Whatever the Republicans screwed up or whatever they, whatever mistakes or problems that they created, the Democrats can come in and say, look, y'all dealt with this for the last 8 years. We're here to change this and have actual policies and reasons on what they will change. Because now you have the data, okay, whether it's, more black people are incarcerated than ever before, and we're going to bring, change to that and, whatever BS they want to say. Giving voters a reason to vote for you other than saying abortion all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is if the Democrats are smart, they'll sit down and regroup right now.
Yeah, you got no choice.
Because this finger pointing like you were talking about is not going to get anything done. If anything,
continue to call people racist.
If anything, people just be independent. Register as independent. That's really what it is. Don't even be a Democrat anymore. Register as independent because they're pointing fingers. Nancy Pelosi saying, "Oh, she didn't have enough time." If you knew she didn't have enough time, why the hell did y'all kick Biden out? Y'all wasted all this money.
They raised $1 billion, bro.
They raised more money than Trump did.
Way more money.
And got blown out. And she what, $20 million?
Yeah, she's $20 million in debt right now. So now people are worried that they're not even going to get paid. So I don't know what the hell she about to do.
Yeah, she better ask a refund for Beyonce for that $10.8 million that she gave her. Because apparently that ain't do nothing.
They were just throwing money around.
That didn't do nothing.
And then my thing, she did that Call Her Daddy podcast, right? Call Her Daddy. Mm-hmm. They spent $100,000 on reinventing the studio because Kamala didn't want to fly to her. So I'm like, hold on.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so you spent $100,000 finding some leasing space and to recreate the Call Her Daddy podcast room. Well, you could have just hop on a jet, hop in your tour bus, and just go to her wherever you was at. You probably just hop on a jet and just go to her, do the podcast, and that's it. And then you call it. Trump was flying everywhere,
dude. I don't know how he did it.
He was flying everywhere.
Yo, nah, I couldn't. He
pulled up to people. Some people pulled up to him, like Dave Ramsey pulled up to Trump Towers. But majority of interviews, you would see Trump going to their location. And like, what kind of smug bullshit was she on? So,
hey, man.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. That was just so bad. That was so bad. That was just so bad, bro.
So she paid Beyonce $10.8 million. Mm-hmm. She paid Meg Thee Stallion $5 million. She paid Eminem $1.8 million.
Oprah $1 million.
Oprah, whether you want to deny it or not, you got paid $1 million. Because I heard she came out and was saying some shit.
She said no, but then they looked at it like, well, it went to her production studio and went to her it went to your company.
So you got paid. Like, it didn't go directly to you, but when you file your taxes, you got paid. Okay?
She got paid. They're saying Eminem got paid.
I'm sure Glorilla got paid because
she performed.
She got paid. Probably, and whoever else in the mix that was dancing on the stage like a monkey got paid. Quavo and them probably got paid. When he came on, he had said some bullshit. Cardi B probably got paid, and that just goes to show that these people did not care. It's like, yo, cut the check. And
Magic Johnson probably got paid. And I was like, bro, I bet you some of these people voted for Trump. They're like, hey, I'll step out, do my little speech, get my couple mil. Voting Trump, though. I bet you that happened.
Yo,
some people are literally for sale. Some people are like, all right, cool, you want me to come out there? Beyonce did a 3-minute speech. Didn't perform, got paid $10 million.
10 million? Yo, that's crazy. And you know what's even crazier? The people that went to that rally they went because they thought she was going to perform. That's the only reason why they showed up.
Yeah.
They wanted a free Beyonce concert.
Nah, Beyonce like, nah.
And you know what's crazy? They paid Eminem, one of the quote unquote best rappers alive, right? Debatable, right? Him, Kendrick, whoever, Jay-Z, in the heart of Michigan. And who won Michigan, bro?
Trump.
Did Trump pay anybody? I don't know. Did Trump use a celebrity that's like widely known in Michigan to like? But no.
He
right?
pulled up there, did a rally, and I also saw he held a private event in Michigan. He went out there and campaigned. He just campaigned. Won. Won.
That's absolutely insane. He won Michigan.
Who was in charge of the finances for her campaign to be $20 million in debt?
It might have been her.
Because
I don't know. She likes to spend. I don't know.
Because I'm like, I believe I heard Trump raised, and I think it probably more, but they were like he probably had like $350 to $400 million. If you could fact check that a little bit, bro, of like in donations of what he had for his campaign.
Who, Trump?
Yeah. I think it was like 350 or 400 mil. I feel like it's more, but that's the number I heard floating around. Mm-hmm. If he's had that amount of money and is not in debt, and you got $1 billion and $20 million in debt, what were y'all doing? What were y'all seriously doing? Mm-hmm. So now, the Democratic Party has some soul searching to do. Trump also, not to pivot too much, but he announced some people in his cabinet. And, bro, the people he having around him,
She raised $1 billion. She raised $1 billion. And wow, oh my, like this is people's money.
and think about it, it's not only like big time donors. Regular people were donating to Kamala's campaign too because they had ads all over the place saying, "Hey, please donate." So people will go on her website, donating probably $20, $100, a couple $100, giving her money.
Mm-hmm. Yo. He raised it's looking total raise combined from the campaign committee and outside groups. He raised about $1.09 billion.
Oh, so he raised $1 billion too?
Yeah, he raised $1 billion too, but Kamala Harris raised $1.28 billion. So she raised more money than him.
Technically, yes, because she raised a lot of money in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you gotta think, the big social media companies, Google, them places, Silicon Valley probably gave her a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Very fast because they wanted to protect themselves from whatever tax, whatever. I don't even know, whatever tariffs or whatever the hell Trump was gonna put on their products, right? Like who knows? But they look, getting the money for the Democrats is not hard. Especially when you have, a lot of black people that can't think for themselves and just stick to one party. But you got to tell the people why you voted for Trump.
All right. So a couple reasons why. I kind of want to say in the form of a story. So 2016, when he ran against Hillary, I didn't vote. I wasn't as politically involved as I am now. But I was like, I kind of look at Trump at that time. First of all, I'm surprised he won the Republican nominee. I looked at him at that time as, he just like advertising for his business. He'll just be in and out. Really, I just thought like, he want to put his name out there. But he was serious. He won. I didn't vote. I didn't think he was serious. And then when Biden came around, I did vote for Biden, but again, I still wasn't paying attention. Mm-hmm. Now I'm paying attention. And I'm looking at things, especially now with me, like, number one reason is, like, me being a father now. Like, I'm not really voting for myself. Like, I feel like I would be fine even if Kamala got in. What I have agreed with the things she's done, the policy put in place? No, but I would have been fine. You're kind of voting for like the future and like some of your kids. So now I was like, do I want my daughter to grow up in a world where her identity is in question, when people can't properly define what a woman is? Or she's going to be in sports. My wife and I are already talking about she's going to be in sports. Now, the left will argue this is a small amount of the population of women playing in man's sports, but why is that even a thing? It should be 0%, but why is that a thing? So I'm like, I could imagine me drop ahead of soccer games or basketball, and here comes LeBron James lookalike man coming out. So, and I'm just like, do I want to expose her to that because we keep voting for these extreme leftists? And then I'm like, no, that's not what I want for her. Trump said day one, he's going to put an executive order in place. Man is man, woman is woman. That's it. There's no more of this Looney Tunes shit we in. He's going to put an executive order of like, you're recognized as a man, you're recognized as a woman. That's it. That's the world I want to raise my kids in. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's one of the main reasons. 2, border security. We live in a sanctuary city. This shit is crazy out here. Crime is bad out here. This shit, won't give too much details, but this shit is definitely knocking at my family's doorstep. Why wouldn't I vote for administration that's going to put some policies in place and do some action to help protect my family? I'm supposed to trust the woman who's in charge of the border. I'm supposed to trust the woman who's in charge of the border to fix the problem she caused. This is all you need to know. Border Patrol endorsed Trump. Argument done. They endorsed Trump. They took away 90-something executive orders while they were in office from all the protection that Trump had for the borders. They created this problem. I think there's a bigger agenda behind. I went into the live stream, not going to go too much into it here. But you went around saying it's not really a problem and blaming it on Trump and talking about this bill when there were 6 Democrats who vetoed that bill also. Their whole campaign was just Trump did this, Trump that, blah, 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 blah. So now it's like, I can't trust you to fix the problem you caused. Mm-hmm. So now, again, I keep looking at it in a worldview of like, what's best for the family? Because people who don't live in these sanctuary cities, they don't really feel the effects like we do. Denver, how they were taking over those apartment buildings. You think those people were safe? People in Texas who living by the border. I remember Greg Abbott. He was like, y'all not going to fix it? We going to build our own border. They sued them and said the border should be in the hands of the federal government. So now a state that's trying to protect their border, you sue them and just continue to let them cross? So now I'm like, you just don't even care about American people anymore. I really feel like this party don't even give a damn about the citizens anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the second thing. Now, another thing I want people to realize too, like when you vote for a candidate, you're not only voting for them, you vote for their team. I love the team that Trump had around him. Bobby Kennedy. What is one thing we always talk about in America? How the food is so unhealthy. They have all of these preservatives and chemicals in our food that's banned in certain countries. He's going to step in and try to correct that. Vivek, Elon, what's it called now? They are a part of, one second, where they at? There's something. Oh, yeah. They are going to be leading the Department of Government Efficiency.
Yep.
Which means they're going to be cutting some federal spending that the government has been doing. So, like, let me give you a few examples of what we've been spending
Let the people know.
So, I can't believe I'm about to say this shit, bro. So, last year, the U.S. gave a grant to Ecuador for drag shows. Look it up. Look it up. The U.S. gave a grant to Ecuador for drag shows. That's taxpayer money. I'm not here to ask about your opinion on what's morally right, but do you think that's something the taxpayer money should be funding? Like, in all honesty.
Oh my gosh.
We also gave a grant for $350,000 to study smart toilets. What are we spending our money on? Now, Elon, he said he's going to go on Twitter and let it be known what he's cutting and what the money's being spent on. He said he's going to be very transparent about this.
Yeah. U.S. funded drag shows in Ecuador draw GOP scrutiny. Wokeified State Department.
What are we doing?
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? They were in office.
Biden administration is under fire for spending more than $20,000 in taxpayer dollars to fund drag shows in Ecuador. Wow, that's insane.
You see what I'm saying? What are you spending American tax dollars on? Elon and Vivek, throw this bullshit away. Cut. They about to literally, they about to go in there and do some damage. And one thing, so there are a lot of programs that, we give funding to, like congressional funding to, but they have expiration dates, but they will continue to be funded. Vivek and Elon gonna go up in there, cut that shit. So again, that's an actual plan of how to save or how to stop this excessive spending. Kamala didn't have that. So look, do I agree everything with Trump? No. We have been critical on him. I ain't gonna hold you. You've been more critical of Kamala. I've been more critical of Kamala, but I have been critical of Trump also. There's not gonna be a perfect candidate. But I'm like, all right, this is the two I got. Mm-hmm. Who's gonna have in the policies and the view of the world or the country I'd rather raise my family in? Kamala or Trump? I had to vote Trump. And one more thing. This is like a bonus thing.
Go ahead.
So I knew Trump wasn't going to win New York. I knew it was going to be close. I knew he was going to win New York. But because he closed the gap, I felt like he put the pressure at least on this administration. You see Eric Adams looking like he turned a Republican.
Oh, he switched up.
He's post-election.
He switched up real quick.
Switched up real bad. I'm like, okay. I think he's starting to see like, all right, the Republicans are kind of threatening the state of New York. Holtrum. They talked about putting in place this, what's it called? The thing in the city, bro.
The congestion pricing?
Congestion pricing. Now she's going to lower the price from $15 to $9.
Should be zero.
It should be zero, right? It should be zero. But now they're calling on Trump for help to end that. So now I haven't seen a Trump official word, but I saw some articles where like Trump is going to try to fight it when he get in office. So that's why Holtz was trying to put that shit in place in December.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
wow, what a Christmas present for New Yorkers. Hey, yo, boom, Merry Christmas. $9 tax toll fee to come to the city when you want to buy presents for your kids. That's insane.
So I'm like, maybe they're starting to feel the heat a little bit of like we're getting it done. We're getting it done with this woman. So again, she still won New York. A lot of New Yorkers still, unfortunately have this extreme left mindset. But we are closing the gap. So that's the reason why I'm like, all right, let me at least let this administration know, like, yo, we getting close. Stop with these lefty Looney Tune policies you're trying to put in place. Stop trying to charge us all the time. Because when Holtz announced that goddamn congestion pricing coming back, I'm looking at interviews. Nobody agrees. People are mad. So I'm like, when are y'all gonna wake up? Stop voting for the same policy, the same people. New York is so expensive. So that's my reasons. And Trump has a political mandate to do the shit he said he's going to do once he get in office, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I think he's going to come out, attack immigration hard. Within the first week, you're going to see this shit being done. He's going to attack immigration hard, and then he's going to secure the border. I feel like that's going to be like first priority for him, because that's probably like the, I don't want to say easiest, but that's like one of the easiest things to like, all right, let's get working on this, and then we'll work on everything else. So that's me, bro.
Damn. Hey, there you have it, folks. I mean, he clearly outlined why he voted, and respectfully so. Like, as you have your reason, right? You have the topics that you care about, and you strongly care about those topics, and that's the candidate that was representing it. Had a plan, said their plan, right? To do it. And you can't be mad at him. This is America. You have the right to choose or not choose, in my case, who you want to be president.
And I would say this too, like, I know on the stream I would say I will always vote, but if 4 years from now, I could change my tune. If 4 years from now, there's a candidate who I really don't care about, I'm like, you know what, I don't think I'm going to vote. I don't think there's anything wrong with not voting. Because I can't be a hypocrite. There's some elections I just didn't vote for. So it's like, I feel like votes should be transactional. It's like, yo, this is what I want. If this you gonna give me what I want, then I'll give you that vote.
Yeah, somebody earns your vote. You don't just vote just to vote.
Exactly. If you don't feel like you're not gonna get what you want, then hold your vote. Hold your vote. I feel like a lot of people did that. Because they were saying all record-breaking numbers of people registering, and it wasn't even like that.
We went out to the polls and did not see no record-breaking polls. And honestly, Kamala Harris only had 5 million votes in New York versus Trump's 3.8 million versus Biden's almost 7 million votes when he was running. Like, the voter turnout in New York was really low, much lower.
Really low, bro.
You know? But I know I addressed my reasons why I didn't vote, but, you know, I didn't feel I wasn't swayed strong enough on either side. I didn't vote during the Biden and Trump or the Hillary and Trump election. So, like, it was just a clown show, because when I sit back and I look, I said, well, Harris, she was focused on abortion, giving away money to people, first time home buyers, $25,000. That's not gonna help the economy. She was focusing too much more on the gender policies for the kids and free surgeries for, you know, migrant inmates or criminals. And I'm like, why are we spending our money on this? We have a drug crisis going on. We got fentanyl all over the streets. We got kids smoking marijuana at the age of 13. You know, we kids getting abortions left and right. Like, that's not healthy, because I'm sure there's medical complications against getting many abortions, right? You can't just use an abortion as a plan B. Right? Like, that's not what that is meant for.
Yeah. So
I felt like they were pushing a lot of that stuff, you know, for the young ones, and the young ones are our future, right? On Trump's end, you know, I thought about, well, this dude has the Supreme Court. That's an issue for me. That's an issue. His police immunity situation, that's a major issue, right? What is he doing for his policies for people who've been incarcerated? Are they getting lower sentences, or like is he gonna improve the conviction rate for black people in the prisons? Because right now, black men are 6 times more likely to be arrested than any other race, right? Yet we only make up 13%, well, now 14.4% of the population, right? Is that gonna improve? Nobody knows. If you're preaching about giving immunity to these cops, don't you think it's going to get worse?
Yeah.
I would assume so, right? And also, when it comes to life sentences, 45% more black inmates or black people or black men that get arrested are 45% more likely to serve a life sentence. So we're being kept in the prisons longer, right? So with all of this talk of, on the police and the things, I couldn't stand for that. I don't want, because who knows? There might be another Trayvon Martin situation or George Floyd situation during this Trump presidency, because the George Floyd stuff happened under him. Mm-hmm. So it's like, are we gonna get another situation of that again? Like, who knows? I'm not calling it to happen because I don't want somebody to, experience that. But it makes it look worse. And now that he has the Senate, the House, and the Supreme Court, and he's the president.
I didn't see that coming, bro. I did not seem to sweep like that.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. But then, lo and behold, this is what it is, right? And then now, if it's, something goes on, I'm like, damn, I'm a black man too. What if I get put? I'm in New York. The cops that's over here is from Long Island, and they obviously don't like black people. Right. And I'm not even trying to make it a race thing, but like those are some situations, some stipulations that you got to think about, because when people feel like they're a victim, or there's this aura in the air that, there's just this big hate against a specific race of people, even though it may not even be true, just the fact that the media is talking about it makes people believe that shit. All right. It could be fine, but if the media is saying, "Oh yeah, and this guy, black dude, got shot, and look, that's how the Black Lives Matter movement started. That's how people started rioting, and people were fighting, and people were cursing, and all that. Now that we have this migrant crisis, right? And let me tell you, I said this again on a previous episode, that look, black people are talking negatively about these migrants that's coming in, right? We're in New York. We're in a city that we have legal Hispanic people in this city. Yeah. But you can't walk down the street and tell me who's illegal and who's not.
That's a great point.
Right? And now black people are running around saying they don't like these people. You forget that they're just like you. There's some of them that are just like you, and even illegal black people that's here as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
You don't know.
You don't know. So now I feel like we're starting to generate this hate against these people, right? And now, in a sense, we're being racist or prejudiced to them. And we don't even know them, right? They could be good citizens, but they're here illegally, but they somehow got a job. You see these people, you go to the fucking McDonald's, your Chinese restaurant, your little taco shop. The people in the back that's cooking your food, they probably don't got their papers, but they working, right? Maybe they trying to get on the path to be legal, right? Not to say they came here illegally, but not to say everybody who's coming here illegally is bad, right? Mm-hmm. I get it. And New York has always been like that. Mm-hmm. This ain't nothing new. This may be new to people that live in Alabama and Nevada and all them other places. It might be new to them, but in New York, we know the deal. We know how the system works, and we know, hey, yo, the Ecuadorian dude, the El Salvadorian dude, they just here doing their work. They doing construction. They trying to make their little bread and trying to do it, and they go home, right? They don't create no problems, right? And the same thing with the black people. Some of them in the same little restaurants you go in there, you go buy your food from the chicken spot. They don't got their papers either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think what Trump is going to do is going to increase the tensions against this type of people, right? And that can really backfire, because if you look back in the past, the civil rights movement, all of that shit didn't just benefit black people. That shit benefited Hispanic people, Asian people, Indian people, other Russians, everybody else from other nationalities. That shit benefited everybody. So the way Trump may play this, it can go left in some Democratic states.
It could.
And especially the Republican states.
And see, the thing even with the deportation shit, bro, again, I blame the previous administration, because you allowed it to get so bad to where now Trump might have to get radical about it. When he was in office, he didn't deport as many people as Obama did. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Every administration deports people. Obama was known as a deporting chief. Bill Clinton made a speech like, we are a country of law and order. And please, other countries deport. I remember when the DR president, he was like, yo, we got a Haitian problem here. We deporting all of them. I saw a video of a mom walking down the street. They wrapped up and deport her ass back to Haiti. This is a thing every country does. So securing a border is nothing new. It's something that needs to be done. But because the previous administration did such a horrible job, he gotta come in and be a bit radical about it. It's it's like forcing. It's like you come and take a job. It's like, damn, 11 million, 12 million, 20 million people came in illegally. What do you do? What do you do? So it's going to be tough. I'm not going to hold you. I know it's going to be some kicking and screaming come February. But
it is.
Again,
come February, people are going to be going ape shit on social media. I could just
imagine the damn media, bro. Yeah. This man who wasn't bothering nobody, cooking fries in the back room. ICE came and took him. That's all they're gonna focus on. Just getting people emotionally. But yeah, bro, not to cut you up, but go ahead.
No, you got it. But I was gonna say, Obama deported 2.5 million people from 2009 to 2015.
That's a lot of people.
That's like a state full of people. Some states like I was like wiping out a whole state.
But he's looked at as a saint. He's looked at Democratic Jesus. But let's really get into what he did. He got people up out of here.
Yep.
So now when Trump said he's going to get people up out of here, now it's racist?
Because he's saying like the stuff which is legit problems, right? Obama didn't say none of that.
Obama didn't say the quiet part out loud. Trump is
saying the quiet part out loud. Yeah, and people are like, oh my God. But then when they realize that Obama deported more than any other president, they're like, oh shit, we didn't know that. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. And that's the thing. One thing I would say Trump is bringing is more clarity to what's really happening in a sense. Because maybe he is hiding other stuff. Who knows? Yeah. And I wouldn't put it past them, but
yeah, of course not.
For the things that are like actually like what people care about, like you're like, damn, like that is truly a problem that people are facing, which is the influx of migrants. Kamala Harris wasn't saying that part out loud.
She tried to wipe it under the rug.
She was wiping that under the rug because
it's too big of a problem to wipe under the rug.
Exactly. So every time somebody bring up the border to her, what we have done, what we will continue to do, and we will make sure people here. No, you're not doing anything. You can do it right now. And one of the biggest things that I got to give Trump credit for was, if you want to fix the border, fix it right now. You're in office right now. Then do it right now. She could have done it right then and there and be like, yep, close the border. Now Trump doesn't have anything to say anything about the border now. It's secure.
It was a bigger agenda at place, yo.
So what was the Democratic agenda? That's what everybody who voted Democrat, I want to know, what was the agenda? What was it that you wanted the Democrats to do for you that would benefit you and the country? What would it have been? And don't tell me abortion. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. I bet you none of them can give you an answer.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that either. I don't want to hear abortion.
They can't give you an answer. That's the truth. The only thing they'll say is they don't like Trump. Because you don't like this man? Okay. Did you like Bush? He won. Did you like
Bush won twice.
Bush father? You didn't like him either. Did you like Reagan? They won. You see what I'm saying? So it's like what you can't just say you just don't like him. You gotta okay, you may not like the guy, but is his policy something that can benefit you?
Do you think he would do a better job?
Come on, I would look. If I was a waiter, waitress, if I was a waiter, bartender. Shit, I can be a waitress. What am I saying? You know, if I was in that working in the hotel industry, hospitality, and I'm getting tips, and I don't gotta pay taxes on that.
Run it up.
Bro, don't even give me a salary. My whole salary is tips, bro. Like you know.
I don't want a promotion. I'm good right here.
I'm good right here. Like I don't want to be up. I don't want to be management. Like come on. Like those are things that really resonated with some people, right? You go to Waffle House. You think they making a lot of money?
No.
They working off tips. And now that there's no tax on tips, you think you're gonna get better service? You go to Cheesecake Factory with your girlfriend that didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory because it wasn't expensive enough.
I remember that.
Don't you think the waitress or the waiter is going to make that Cheesecake Factory feel like you eating that fogo de chao? Hell yes. You're going to get some good-ass service because now they want that tip. They want that tip, bro. They going to work for it because they ain't getting taxed on it. Think about how much better service can be for you. Do a good job, you get a good tip, you don't gotta pay taxes on it. Insane. The logic is insane, bro.
No taxes on overtime also.
Yeah, and no taxes on overtime. So if you want to work extra hours at McDonald's that's open 24/7, you don't gotta get no taxes on that, bro. Bro, you gotta talk to the people that's coming up, bro.
That's facts, man.
Because they the ones that's struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like they need the money. I need the money too, but still.
Listen, I want to clarify this too. Like, look, the police immunity thing does bother me too. But what was weird about this election? He was vague on the answers when he talked about it. But again, what was weird about this election? We didn't have the opportunity to have like 3-4 debates. It was only one. Well, Trump did too, Biden and Kamala, but usually you might have like 3-4 debates. I feel like in 2016 they did 4 debates. I feel like Obama did 4 debates for. You know, I'll look at that, but you at least get 3.
No, the reason why it felt longer before is because they had the DNC, like the I'm getting a brain fart right now where all the Democrats that's running, Democratic nominees, they all kind of debate within each other.
No, but I'm talking about the presidential.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I'm saying I feel like in general this was shorter.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because you would have all the Republicans debate to get the final nominee.
Okay, yeah.
All the Democrats debate to get the final nominee. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they would do like maybe 2 or 3 presidential debates. We didn't get that. Trump won the primaries, but he was fighting cases. He didn't even go on the stage. He didn't even go on the stage. He wasn't even there.
Kamala didn't have no primaries. So we only had 1 debate. So this wasn't really policy focused. And it didn't really give the chance for the American people to actually see Kamala and Trump articulate their policies as much. Because if they went through primaries and did 3 debates, there would have been a lot of information on like their stance. And that would have forced Trump to really talk about this immunity stuff. And other things, even Kamala. It would have forced both candidates to really dive deep. But
yeah,
this was weird. No primaries, 1 debate.
It was unconventional. This was a very awkward election.
It was.
Very awkward.
You got 1 candidate. Like, damn, Biden dropped out. They kicked them out.
Yeah, like when do you ever hear of a candidate just dropping out? Usually they just go with it and they lose, and that's what it is.
So this was...
What a damn shame.
This was weird, but I think people they're just like, I got to vote in my pockets.
And that's what matters most, the economy, But Listen, it is what it is. Somebody's bound to screw something up, no matter Democrat or Republican. Somebody's bound to get something screwed up. But I do like that Elon is on the what is it?
I can't remember. I think it's
The efficiency department of
government efficiency.
Of government efficiency. Hey, the guy makes rockets, good electric cars, run a couple of Starlink, all that stuff. How is he doing it? I don't know, but hey, I think if he was to get this role, he'll definitely do a good job with it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's set in stone. They got it. Vivek already talked about it.
It's set in stone.
Vivek is like, he got a plan.
Don't.
Vivek got a plan.
Trust. I know. I keep up with Elon. I know what type of dude he is. He's not one of those like he's gonna say some shit and not even try. Like he's gonna try. He's gonna do it. Yeah, he's gonna do it. This guy's sending rockets to Mars and cars out of space. He's gonna do it. He's gonna fucking do it. The guy who's the new border czar, yeah, he's cold. He's cold. Like, you know, sometimes you need some serious ass people in places to do some real work. You know what I'm saying? That man is cold. Like that man got ice in his veins, bro. Like he's just like stone face.
Yo, he's not playing around.
Stone face, bro.
I'm laughing because I remember somebody was like, yo, this man looked like his whole life purpose is just deport people. He wake up every morning with a mission to just deport, yo.
Yo.
That's how he comes off.
Look, that man is to be feared, okay? Shit, even if you're a U.S. citizen, you should fear that man. Your ass might get deported.
For real, like, yo, make sure I got my shit.
Yo. You know, like
that's
a step in the right direction for those things, right? Step in the right direction. Now, only time will tell is if they really do what they mean, you know, do what they saying they're gonna do, and we just gotta wait.
Yeah, a few more months.
You know, 4 years go by fast.
Honestly, like damn,
it doesn't even feel like it's long enough for a president, but it goes by fast.
I always say that. Unless you get your second term.
Yeah, unless you get your second term, but one thing I do want to know, can you, like, let's say you do 2 terms, right? And then somebody else runs, become president, but appoints you as their VP. Could that actually be
damn, that's
possible?
That's a good question. I don't know.
For instance, like if Kamala was to win and she said, I want Obama to be my VP. He did the 2 terms back to back.
My gut tell me no, but I don't know. That's actually a good question.
Because technically he's not president, right?
I wonder if he'd be able to at least hold some position in the White House also.
I think he would be able to hold a position in the White House. I got to look that up.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bro, if Kamala went and she announced Obama as a VP, they already know who's running the country. Like, oh, yeah, Obama making all the decisions.
Oh, let's see this. Yeah, this is why you should have like Chat GPT or something, because you start searching stuff up, they don't just give you the damn answer. They give you a fucking essay.
Oh man, yo. But yeah, y'all, listen. We stated our reasons. And at this point now, we just wait and see.
Oh, it is. Look, a twice before elected president may become vice president either through appointment or through election, and like any other vice president, may thereafter succeed from that office to the presidency for the full remainder of the pending term. So, yes.
Wow.
So, what if JD Vance says, yo, Trump, be my VP? Who knows?
It'd be some chaos.
Yo, that would be insane. And then he resigns. He's like, yeah, I'm just not fit to run. You could just say that. And if they're strategic, I think if the president drops, like if the president resigns, the VP becomes the president, and then I don't know, is it the House Speaker becomes the VP or something like? I think everything
never even
shifts
thought
up.
about that. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I know the VP becomes president, but I never even thought like who would back up the VP now.
Yeah, so there is a chain, and I think it's the House or the Speaker of the House or something. They become, next in line as a VP.
Okay.
So there's a big chain. But I don't remember exactly all of them down the line. But yeah, one person gets out that seat, another one fills it. Because I think, and this was back in like high school, they were saying like, yeah, if the president, let's say he gets assassinated and the VPs, turns out to be unfit or can't lead, then somebody, like, there's a whole Secretary of Defense is in there, all of this stuff, a lot of chain in command that comes in afterwards. But based on what this is saying, this is some .edu website, law.edu website. They're saying that
it could technically happen.
And look, a felon is a president. It could technically happen.
This is crazy.
It could technically happen. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we're at. So who knows? They might pull that card. I mean, granted, they have damn near the Senate, House, everything. So why not?
Bro.
Why not?
Oh, man. Well, now it's just wait and see. Yo.
Hey, everybody.
Wait and see.
Hey.
Trump is wasting no time by appointing his people. And you know what's crazy? That the Democrats, right? It's all about diversity and inclusion. Trump named Susie Wiles his chief of staff. The first woman in history to hold that position.
Yeah.
The first one. But I thought he was a misogynist.
And she ran his campaign.
She's been around the block for a long time. But I thought he was a misogynist. He get on, like, when he won, he congratulated her. He like, come on stage, but she likes to stay.
She didn't want to talk. I saw it, I was like, she's dangerous. She's dangerous.
But he loves her, and then I point out I'm like, you don't think, like, bro, all BS aside, you don't think that's something that should be, I mean, obviously Republicans talked about it, but CNN and MSNBC, you have such hatred for the right that you can't at least recognize that this is the first woman to ever hold that position.
No, because
you're all about that. This is what you're about.
No, because it wasn't a gay or trans first, whatever person. If it was that, then they would, they would have jumped up in arms and said something. But because it wasn't that, they don't care. Because again, we have to know what the Democratic agenda was. They were trying to fulfill, and like you said on the podcast before, you said Biden appointed Kamala Harris because she would have been the first black female vice president. I mean, he just did that just to do it. There was no like real merit under that. Like, I don't know. And look, I'm not saying Kamala Harris didn't deserve it. I mean, she was an AG for a state. She got some credentials, but
she got obliterated in those primaries.
But then to get obliterated,
it just looks funny. That's it. It's just like you ran against Biden during that same election cycle. Got obliterated in the primaries, but then anointed VP. It's like, it looks like she was forced to punch. That's what it just looks like.
You got obliterated
by Tulsi Gabbard, who's now has a position in Trump's cabinet.
Oh, wow. I know she's tight. She upset.
Tulsi went in. And you home.
I don't know. I felt like Kamala didn't want it. Like, You know, when you look at somebody and they like, you feel like, yo, like that person wants to win. Like, I don't feel like I got that from her.
There is no reason why you needed to wait 30 to 40 days to do an interview. No reason.
None. She wasn't ready. I think she was happy with being VP, and she tried to run for president, got obliterated. They take the stats and they say, yeah, people don't like me. Okay, boom. Yip with Biden. Biden's like, yep, I'm gonna pick you as my VP since you got obliterated. You're black, you're female, blah blah blah. Yeah, and you're from California. Even better, right? You align exactly with what I need. Appoint you as a VP, boom. I feel like once she got that VP, she was coasting. She didn't do nothing. She was playing a little whatever bullshit politics on this. Didn't do nothing with the border because she only went to the border this year. Mm-hmm. This year, last year of your administration, you go to the border after it's been a problem for the past 3 years. You show up just to show face. You was there for only 30 minutes and you left. You wasn't doing anything. And everybody who keeps saying vice presidents don't do anything, they have a job. They don't just sit in the office and twiddle their fingers all day. Okay?
That's the second most powerful seat in the country or even the world, you could say. Like that's a powerful position.
The vice president, for people who don't know, they also consult with the president as well. They also make decisions. They also and the president may say, yo, VP, you're right. We'll go with that. Or they could be talking to the head of whatever army or whatever military dude and say, do this and that. Because they get permission from the president. You handle that. Foreign affairs, doing all this stuff. They have jobs. They do stuff. Mm-hmm. But if Kamala was that strong black woman, I'm sure she would have did more for black people or minorities in general. I think she would have pushed a lot of stuff or bring things to Biden's table to say, look, this is a problem here. That is a problem there. Push this, enforce this. You know what I mean? Like, talk to him to do stuff. The guy can't even remember what he's saying. Do wear MAGA hats. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm not making it up.
Yo.
Falling down the stairs. Falling off the bicycles. Like, okay, I understand he's old and everything, but damn, like,
this is a position of strength. It just don't look good.
Exactly. Falling asleep. I'm like, come on, bro. This is what we got. This is what they voted for. And I got friends that voted for Biden the second time around and thought he was going to do anything. Look, the only thing I wanted from Biden was to get rid of the student loans. Couldn't do that. Trump is not going to do it.
No.
So there you go. My dreams are gone. The one handout that I wanted, I couldn't even get. The one little handout that I asked for, I couldn't even get. But $25K to buy a new house in a horrible economy was something that was on the table.
For first-generation home buyers.
For first-generation home buyers. And marijuana for black businesses. That's the black agenda. Woo. You gonna give me that. But you can't erase some debt from me, bro. Like, come on, bro. I just can't. I can't. There's nothing.
There's nothing. Well, this party is what it stands for, and I call it the demonic party, the demonic crack party. Everything that they stand for, I'm just like, I just don't know how you could be behind this, man. Again, open to discussion. I think some people is just, we've been voting for Democrat for so long. It's like, can't abandon the party. But it's just like, it just turned into Looney World. And I bet you 4 years from now, whoever runs, it's going to look like a different party. It's going to look like it has to. If they do the same shit, Republicans win it for the next 20 years.
Yep.
But it has to change. It has to change.
Yep. Well, guys, that's our take. on the post-election results. I know a lot of people was even during live streams asking like why you voted one way or why am I not voting. We explained that. I know some people commented on some other videos on why I'm not voting. Explain. I think I said it like 4 times.
Yeah, we explained it a lot of times.
A lot of times. So I think it's pretty damn clear. So definitely like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all the people that turned out for the live stream. Really appreciate that. I didn't even know we was gonna get that many people.
Yeah, me neither.
We got over 600 people like tuned in.
That was fun. I wish, I don't know, it was another event we could live stream. I mean, as we get more subscribers, we could just pop on a live stream at whatever point. But that was a special moment. Yeah,
that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
pretty awesome. It was the longest. That was the longest.
That was 5 hours. It didn't feel like
feel like 5 hours at all. And we were just staring at the screen. But yeah, I want to just thank everybody for showing out, commenting in the live stream chat. Even people talking in the chat, like it was like real people, like real people that was talking. And we appreciate you guys that tuned in, subscribed. Definitely continue to watch us. We're going to keep giving you content, and we're approaching 1 year of doing this podcast. So, we got to do something big. Maybe we got, some future plans out to drop some merch. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel. We got to upgrade some sort of cameras and all that other studio things.
Yeah, we got plans for the future.
We got plans. So, definitely stick with us. Keep rocking with us. And tune into the next episode. I'm Rich, and I'm signing out.
D signing out.
Deuces.
Later, y'all.